Hello, I am Mani Malarvannan. In this video, we will look into how Coinbase Base Layer 2 blockchain can be used to track user behavior using AnalyticKit. The Coinbase Base has been getting popular in the recent days. There are more and more users are coming and joining. And for various reasons, we can go through in this presentation why Coinbase Base is going to be a critical platform for marketing agencies to track user behavior and understand how well their marketing campaign is working for various projects for their clients, those who are using Base, Coinbase Base as their main platform for various transactions. See, one of the main reason the Coinbase base is getting really popular is because of total number of users, those who are using Coinbase has an installed base of 100 million users. They actively use it. It's basically one among the old platform that's been started many years back, and it's legalized within the US for anyone to purchase crypto tokens. So they have the app being used by more than 100 million people, and various marketing agencies, companies can able to use that data to understand how well the base platform is working. And also the fee is really cheap compared to mainnet in the Ethernet. For example, for a transaction, you have to pay only zero point zero 0.01 cents. That is comparatively less compared to various other main blockchain networks and also other L2 networks. So because of this low transaction fee, more and more companies are building their decentralized application to start using it. So using that, your customers can able to purchase tokens, they can able to send money, receive money, they can do all these type of transactions. So for that, the DeFi ecosystem within the base are getting popular, and more and more users are using through various channels. For example, the Aerodrome, that's the liquidity engine. It's basically the central bank of the base. It uses the vote escrow model that incentivizes deep liquidity for the users. For the marketing agency's point of view, this is where you can look to see if a tokenized project has actual staying power and market depth, and it can sustain in the long-term growth. The next one is the Moonwall. So this is the credit layer. As the leading lending protocol, Moonwell drives the total value logged in their protocols. If you have a more value for a particular project, then you can easily identify that particular project or that particular application is going to have a staying power for the longer time. And you can also see that more and more users are using it. So this flywheel effect of a total value and also total number of users using, based on this, you can able to identify how many users are using it and how they are using it and how much value, total value has been logged. Just by using Web2 tools like Google Analytics or any of the other Web2 marketing tools, you cannot able to identify it. You need a proper tool that goes and identifies this data, pulls it for you, and creates dashboards so that you can able to understand how well the project has been working. And also the NFTs and the social. For the main starting point for multiple users using the base is the Faircaster. It's basically this is the biggest acquisition channel on the base. For example, the frames, it's an interactive apps that live inside a social post. Marketers and marketing agencies can now put a mint or a buy button directly in a social feed, shortening the conversion funnel for your customers. Using a single click, you can able to attract the customers, start using the base features and also various other features that comes from the base platform. So this is a very good marketing opportunity for various companies to get the new users getting into various platforms and then start using the base features and start interacting and add value to the projects that has been marketing companies are targeting to get customers. Traditionally, if you want to use it, then you have to put a social link in Twitter or LinkedIn or Discord channel and then get that information, and then based on whoever sees it, you have to capture that data in the from the social media platforms and then try to see how they are getting connected, how the transaction is happening in the blockchain network. Either it could be Ethereum or Solana or Binance, any other type of networks. But with the base, since the frames concept has been already integrated in the social media platform, you can able to identify, you can able to reduce your funnel time so that your customers are onboarded more quickly than the traditional methods. The attribution challenge on base, even though the base has various tools and technologies and it provides a platform, it's not easy for marketing companies to directly go and get the data from base and identify how well the marketing campaign is working. For example, wallet-based identity. If your customers are going to use Base, then they need to use either the user ID or their wallet to directly connect. You need to collect that data, that wallet data, and then try to see which user is using Base and what exactly the transaction that's been happening in the L2 layer of Base. And then the cross-chain journey. You want to identify if your user is directly coming to Base or they are transferring money or they are coming from Ethereum mainnet or Arbitrum or Optimism. So you need to have the tools and technologies to identify if a user is bridging from a different blockchain network coming into base. That's a second critical aspect you want to understand so that you can go back and tell to your customers how many users are coming in and how they are coming in, whether they're coming from the social channels or from other blockchain networks. And the Coinbase on-ramp attribution. So many base users, they use Coinbase just do some transaction and you want to identify if they are directly using the Coinbase app or they are coming through a paid campaign. For that, you need to understand and attribute for all the data points, collect all the data points in the user journey and carefully track how the users are navigating from point A to point B to point C and finally committing the transaction so that you can able to collect the data and you can able to understand how many users are coming through which campaign. Are they coming through organic or are they coming through paid network? So you can able to identify those. And then the on-chain conversions. Ultimately, they are going to do some transaction on the base blockchain. They could be purchasing an NFT token, they could be minting, they could be sending money, receiving money. So you want to identify these different types of transactions so that you can able to tell which campaign is producing more volume and what type of transaction volume that is happening so that you can able to identify ultimately how well the marketing campaign is performing. So for this, if you are planning to use AnalyticKit, it's a pretty simple steps. You can do it on the back end if you have a development team for your marketing agencies. You have to install the software AnalyticKit and then configure it to the base, which base address you are. The base is going to have multiple different addresses, which address you want to track, and then capture the wallet events and then build the funnel, and ultimately you can able to identify from the starting point to the ending point of the customer journey so that you can able to identify how well the marketing campaign is working for whatever marketing agencies you are working and how well those agencies are performing for their customers. And if your marketing team doesn't have these type of technical capabilities, you can go ahead and use our analytical tools, the front end tools to identify it. You don't even have to go through these steps. This is for the power users, those who want to have inner details of how well their marketing campaign is working and what exactly they need to do to attract more users. For those type of power marketing agencies, they can go through this step. So, for example, in the wallet connection tracking, I have provided a sample, the script for you to understand. You identify the address for your customer, which one you want to do, and then you capture the event, wallet connected event, and and also you can able to identify the connector type, chain ID, the UTM source, and campaign, whatever the campaign name you have provided. You can able to get those informations and then set it up, and then in the transaction funnel events, you can able to identify the transaction initiated, transaction confirmed, various other mechanisms of transaction types, so that you can able to identify how many transactions happened in a particular day, particular week, or particular hour, and you can able to identify how much cash, how much money has been used in each transaction, whether it's a one-time transaction or multiple transaction, and for it within each transaction how much money was spent. You can able to identify and filter based on various transaction types to identify how well your marketing campaign is performing. So there are various key metrics you can able to identify by tracking on a base. The one critical metric is the unique wallet connections by a campaign. Say you are starting a marketing campaign from January 1st to January 10th. It's a 10-day marketing campaign. You want to identify from the day one or within the starting of the marketing campaign, the first hour itself, if you want to identify how many wallets are signed up. Say you are sending a huge marketing email, sending to thousands of your potential customers, trying to get it, and if you want to identify how well the marketing campaign started and if there is any changes you need to perform, so that's the initial wallet connection metric that can able to identify. And then after 1 or 2 days or 1 week, if you want to identify how much transaction value that the campaign created and what is the source of it. So within that 10 days of marketing campaign, the one with you will have a sub marketing campaign of sending a Twitter feed or mass email marketing campaign sending to 1000 users, or you will have a ad drop in Discord channel for your potential customer. In these cases, you need to identify the how the customers came into the base, whether they came through Twitter or email campaign or Discord channel, and then within that, how many users are committing for a transaction and what is the value of it. Sometimes the Discord channel will have more value than the email campaign. So you need to identify high value, mid value, low value campaign so that you can able to go back to your customer and tell how well the marketing campaign is working. And the third metric is the cost per base user acquired. For each of these marketing campaigns within the 10-day window, you will be spending money. Basically, you will be getting money from your customer and you will be spending it. And you want to identify and tell, hey, this Twitter campaign is giving me more response for the money we spent, even though we got less users, but that average transaction value is more for that. So that could be one metric you want to tell to your customers. So for that, that CPUA metric is really helpful. And then the total value logged attribution. Sometimes ad wrap happens, the customer come in, they use their ad wrap token and then they move away. And the TVL value, the total value logged, that gives you a clear indication if the user is going to stay and continue to use the network. So for that, the TVL attribution is going to be the critical metric for you to identify. And then the Coinbase versus the non-Coinbase segmentation. Sometimes if your users already have a Coinbase app, then it's pretty easy for them. They will start using Base. Sometimes they may not have the Coinbase. So for that, they have to install Coinbase or they have to come through some other channel. So you want to identify the total number of users, total number of value captured between the existing Coinbase customers versus the non-coin based customers, so that you can able to segment it and tell your customers how well the marketing campaign happened, how they came through, whether they came through Coinbase or through other blockchain networks or through some other mechanism. So Coinbase has created a very rich ecosystem for various integrations, and that's what within our analytic team we have been working uh, and integrating with the various Coinbase networks. This is for the backend team that we are working on. From the marketing point of view, you don't need to understand, but for high-end technical integration for marketing agencies, this would help. What are all the different types of integrations that can happen? The Coinbase has a wallet SDK, and that needs to be integrated so that you can able to understand and you can able to get the information from the Coinbase. And they have the graph, the base called base subgraphs. So it's basically a channel. Rather than pulling all the data, you can able to create a graph and you can able to pull the data whatever you are interested in. It's like a filtering mechanism to get data for the campaigns that you are interested, because Coinbase base is the huge network and there are multiple marketing agencies, multiple customers will be using, and you want to pull the data that is needed only for your marketing campaign. So that's what the graph and the base of graphs is going to use. And then the Faircaster. So we already talked about the social channel, how we can able to embed that buy button within the Faircaster, so that for the customers it's easy, just by clicking it they can able to start the transaction and complete the transaction from their social media platforms. So that's where the Faircaster comes in. So if you see, the base system created the Coinbase base as a various ways to attract the customers, and it already provided those channels for easy customer access so that they can able to identify and get more users coming into their base platform. And Dune Analytics, it goes deeper into understanding the protocol level, how well the marketing campaign is working and how much user base is using that channel and how much value it is locked. It gives a lot more detailed analysis of it. So by using AnalyticKit with Dune Analytics, you can able to identify how well the marketing campaign is working from end to end, and also go deeper into Dune Analytics and on-chain analytics, and collect those data and collect those data and provide a detailed in-depth charts, understandings and data points to your customers, so that your customers can appreciate how well your marketing agency is doing for their customers on a regular basis. So that's the key. You don't have to wait until the end of the campaign. You can able to collect the data dynamically as the marketing campaign progresses. So we are working on actively integrating our AnalyticKit backend systems to the base ecosystems, and it will be available by the end of this year for our customers to start using it. And as I said earlier in the beginning of the presentation, you need to understand from the marketing agency's point of view how well the marketing campaign is working, so that you can able to go and tell to your customers what is the ROI for their marketing efforts for their application that they are tracking it. And then the attribute campaign you can able to create, and you can able to present the full funnel visibility. So your customers can able to see the value of your marketing campaigns from day one and then all the way at the end of the marketing campaign. Sometimes the marketing campaigns runs for 6 months and you want to make sure that the first month result so that you can able to adjust how you need to do so that you can able to attract more customers in the second month, third month, so on and so forth. So this entire chart, entire dashboard helps you to identify by connecting various data points because you are not making decision randomly or guesswork. This is purely the data analytics that we collect the data and you can able to have a true ROI by measuring the various points. And if you need to know the price, please go to our website. You can able to understand the various price structures that we have in our platform. So if you want to use it right away, you can go and use it and you can test it and see how well it is working. Right now, it's working only for Ethereum, but we are working to integrate Base and also other L2 blockchains pretty soon. So that's all I want to discuss in this presentation. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and send this video to your friends and family. And if you have any questions, go to our website, analytickit.com, or post a comment in this. We'll be happy to help you. And if you want to use our platform, go to dpa.analytickit.com and start using it right away. And you can also share your feedback in Twitter and YouTube comments. Thank you. Appreciate the time. Bye.